Oh, hey Lawrence. It's that time of the year again. Halloween is all the rage throughout the month of October, and rightfully so. But nowadays, I kind of like to use this as an excuse to answer the door.
Trick or treat.
Merry Christmas. Have some cough drops.
Wow, this sucks.
Usually by October, mailman becomes slackish for the holiday. However, I did manage to get some fan mail. Dear Anthony, my name is Jimmy, and I am 6 years old. I'm a big fan of your videos, and I like Nintendo very much. Since it's Halloween, is there any way to spend it playing Nintendo games? Well, I guess. I mean, is Nintendo scary enough? I don't know. But I hope this letter reaches you. Mail is always late on this holiday. Thanks for the letter, Jimmy. And yes, surprisingly enough, Nintendo can be very scary sometimes. And I would like to share this quote from George Washington. Never judge a book by its cover. Despite Nintendo being for all ages regardless of what people might say, they like to throw in some downright creepy elements into their games. But first, let's define what scary really means. Well, according to Google, which I'm pretty sure is a reliable source, scary means frightening, to cause fear. Hey, I caused fear in people the other day. I was eating cereal and poured the milk first. I'm a serial killer. Now these games are for all ages, but some of these secrets can actually be scary for some reason. Before we begin, I just want to say not everything on this video will be 100% scary, but just to be safe for everyone, I recommend really young viewers to click off the video. Please don't go though. Anyways, let's begin the video. Pack some extra pants if you need to. Oh, and give me some food while you're at it. Throughout Nintendo's gaming history, there have been some elements that are scary, but in a cartoonish way. Boots are ghosts, but cute ghosts. Cartoony haunted houses such as the mansions in Mario are only supposed to be scary from Mario's perspective. Even then, there are still parts of these games that are actually pretty scary. Now I am well aware of the Unagi Eel and the Killer Piano from Mario 64 scared some people. And to that I say, y'all are a bunch of babies. I played Super Mario 64 DS when I was in preschool, and these two jokes never scared me. What did scare me in this game was the end screen. Beating the game congratulates you with a cake, edibility not included. So on the cake, we have Mario and Peach. But what you may not notice is what is behind the cake. What the heck is this? It looks like Yoshi with a freaky smile. I do this in the mirror. But while some other things may be creepy, I'm focusing more on the not as well known scares, such as Wet Dry World. This level is famous for being bad. Just your ordinary water level, right? Touch these hexagonal prisms to rise or lower the water levels. But instead of looking at the sea, take a gander at the sky. The entire skybox of this level is a city that has been completely submerged in water. But wait, there's more. This is a real city. Shibuya Yemen is a real town on this planet. Why is this the skybox? Past this blocked off area is a sunken city. What happened to all these people? Did they drown? Where did everyone go? There's also been a discussion online about how this level gives off a negative aurora, so thanks Reddit, you're in my head now. Star Fox is a game I'm not too familiar with. But in one of these missions, you can enter a secret level in the asteroid field. Shoot at this rock which turns out to be an egg, and ignore your fight or flight response to fly right into the bird. After this, your captain tries to contact Fox, but he never answers. Now you're in a level called Out of This Dimension. You fight paper airplanes, and a giant slot machine crashes the party later. Fox is trapped here forever. If you manage to beat the machine, like seriously, this fight can literally go on forever. Credits roll and you're stuck here for eternity. I can think of other bad places to be stuck at forever. Porta Johns. They're never as good as Papa John's. Let's talk about Zelda really quickly. Ocarina of Time, one of the greatest games of all time. Sorry for this dumb rhyme. Stop it! About halfway through the game, Link travels 7 years into the future. Due to his time being unconscious, Ganondorf has been able to rise into power and take control over Hyrule Kingdom. Oh no! When Link wakes up, everything has changed. Hyrule Castle Town, which is once a happy place where people would dance, children would run around and play, but is now filled with these terrifying figures. Redeads are what these are called, and slowly walk towards you, giving off a horrific shriek and suffocate Link to death. I remember exploring the grave site in Kakariko Village and grave shifting. That's definitely illegal. And pushing one of the graves reveals a hole with, you guessed it, a redead underneath. This was about 2 years ago, but the first time I saw this thing, I literally screamed and turned off the game. Now this fear increases with its sequel, Majora's Mask. This entire game is a nightmare. I haven't played this game, but I've heard some really deep stuff about it. There's also a creepypasta about this game, Ben Drowned. I am dead serious. This story gave me a nightmare when I was younger. I think I was 13 at the time, and I cried myself awake. Let's jump back to Mario, or specifically Luigi. Luigi's Mansion. This is obviously a pretty spooky game. Last year I made a joke about not owning this game. Look at me now. This game has a wide variety of ghastly ghosts. The portrait ghosts in particular are especially scary. Sue P, her description, What was meant to be a short nap seems to have turned into an eternal rest for Sweet Sue P. That's just sad. Another ghost, Mr. Lugs. He prefers all-you-can-eat buffets to 3 meals a day. He ate himself to death but still wasn't satisfied. In other words,
I had a diabetes.
But by far the scariest ghost in this game, without a doubt, is Bogmire. All the portrait ghosts resemble humans to some extent. Well, Jarvis is shaped like a jar, but still. Bogmire has no human proportions or relative reference to anything humanoid. During his battle, there are black clones of himself, and the purple form is the only one of a shadow. But what exactly is he? Every portrait ghost description gives a subtle detail on what happened to them. Bogmire's description is a product of the mansion's fear and despair. He's not sure who to fear or what to despair of these days. He has no self. He's literally just the fear of the mansion. That's kind of depressing. Let's turn the lights back on in the attic. While Luigi's on the phone with Toad, lightning flashes the room with Luigi's shadow on the rafters, indicating the shadow of Luigi hanging. Now I know Nintendo has put violent and or dark secrets in their games, but I think this is a little too gruesome, even for Nintendo. What I believe happened is the game's camera straightened to be directly behind Luigi, which messed up the placement of the shadow. It's maybe a little bit confusing to some, but if you have some knowledge of game development, it should be pretty simple to understand. Super Mario Sunshine in my eyes is perfectly summed up as a middle-aged couple of no children. I have a love-hate relationship with this game, but what makes it so spooky you may probably have asked. Or only thinking about after I've said the sentence. Is it the strange nature of the Pluto plants? How about the Ely Mouth boss? Oh, maybe those tornado guys. Maybe in a future video. No, the scary secret in the game is actually in the beta. Throughout beta footages and images, people have discovered these pollution maps, which inform the player where goop is in the level that need to be cleaned. But throughout these pollution maps, one of them is a bit creepy. So we have a Goomba, a piranha plant, and... what is this creepy face? Who is this thing? This is extremely unsettling and has no reason to be this frightening. If I had to make any assumption of what this may be, I think it's the tornado things, I don't know. The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. What a cute game. What could be so scary about shell shading? Well, in one of the side quests, Link can be rewarded with a house once you complete it. Inside the basement is a Re-Dead. Great. New Super Mario Bros. DS is such an amazing game. I made a video back about it in May, but it's horrible, so don't watch it. Anyways, in World 7-Mansion, there are these floating hands pointing at an invisible block. It's always kind of freaked me out. They're just disembodied hands, floating there, pointing at me. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is such a phenomenal game, and so important to Nintendo that they never included it with Super Mario 3D All-Stars. In Super Mario Galaxy, you can go to first-person view and look up at the mountains. When you do so, 3 beings standing on the edge are just staring at you. Even if you progress further into the level, they'll still be there. Many have looked into the game's files to discover the names of these beings. HE doubled Bunny Straw Valley Sky Trees. While we are on this topic, Super Paper Mario is one of the greatest Mario games ever. After Chapter 6, Dementio straight up murders Mario and friends and they wake up in the Underwhere. This area is the Mario equivalent to the Underworld, and while real life is known for violence and suffering, this place is more suffering from boredom. Around the middle of the level, you'll meet someone who knows how to control a boat. That's always nice. However, what is truly scary about this is the river itself. River Twygz is based off of River Styx in Greek mythology. Styx is basically a river in the underworld that contains the sinners who are suffering for, eternity. This is what gives River Twygz its purple water. Swimming deeper into this horrible lake shifts the music into a nightmarish theme. This isn't even really a song. Within this melody, you can hear whispers and incredibly vague conversations. Cleaning up the song, you can occasionally hear a "Save us, please." Also inside the river are disembodied arms that float around and try to drag Mario deeper into the river. Super Paper Mario is incredibly deep and very dark for a Mario game. I can go on and on about this another day, but for now, let's just stick to the creepy factors. Moving back to Super Mario Galaxy. In the Ghost of Galaxy, the skybox is composed of several spirits going to what I can presume is Purgatory? I mean, it looks bright. Every haunted house in Super Mario 3D Land ends with a ghost by the flagpole. It just stands there watching Mario before he laughs and fades away. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, if you watch the TV at exactly 3:33 AM on Sundays and Mondays only, you may get an encounter with aliens. Splatoon is a game that is extremely deep when you get to the bottom of it. After you beat a boss in Splatoon 1 and 2, if you wait in the room, you will constantly hear crashing and screaming. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker has 3 creepy ghost secrets. The first can be found in Chapter 1, Episode 16, Bizarre Doors of Boo Mansion. If you wait around the back of the mansion for exactly 300 seconds, several handprints will appear on the wall. Whose hands are these? Were they trapped? Whoever it belongs to unfortunately never got out from the looks of it. The second ghost is in sinister street signs. Next to these bars occasionally will reveal a ghost. The final one is the most obscure. It actually kind of freaked me out a little when I first saw it. Freight train flight is pretty much how you expect it. Fight on a train and get the star in the end. It's pretty much what every player would do. However, stick around the front of a train for a while and a humongous ghost will appear under the tracks and laugh at you. Nintendo Labo was such a charming idea Nintendo came up with. But hidden in the house game is an incredibly spooky Easter egg, which actually kept me up from a nap. Set the time of night and put this thing to sleep and wait if you dare. You're about to witness the most haunted house ever. I would move immediately. Paper Mario the Origami King is a very decisive game. Many people ignore it from the ridiculous battle choice and lack of characters, while others praise it for its wackiness and hilarious theme. Yeah, I'm proud to say I'm part of the latter. But Chapter 6, oh my gosh, it's so good. The moment we take it back from the dual-bladed duelist. Although once you defeat the origami minions and get the key, things get extremely creepy. Olivia is captured and you're all alone. And that moment you step into the hallway, this was actually terrifying. I ain't forever scared of those cutout people, even in real life. But the atmosphere is just perfect. The loneliness of it. See? Things don't have to be in your face or all over the place just to be scary. The best factor for scary people, in my opinion, is to be unexpected. When you buy a game like Resident Evil or Dead by Daylight, while those games are scary, you're expecting that fear. When you play a fun game like Super Mario Galaxy, you're never convinced that there's gonna be any frightening elements. But that one little trick slipped in at just the right moment, that's what really sells the creepiness factor for me. Anyways, I think that's enough scariness for 1 year. I mean, after all we went through last year, scalping was a tremendous problem, and still is. But I know a guy. I was able to get my package.
Here, Buttcracker. Wanna pay some taxes?
Oh my gosh, it's the mailbox clowns!
Wanna buy the expansion pass?
No! No! I don't want to do it!
Pay my bills!
Wait a second. Joy-Con drift!
Ah, that's too scary! Ah!
That was a close one. Ah! Well, this was certainly a weird Halloween. Anyways, remember to check your mailbox. You can never be too safe. All that aside, have a good Halloween, everybody. And don't let the mailbox clowns get you.